Okay, so in the very last video, you said something about your friend Carl. Who is Carl? Who were you talking about? Who has a friend named Carl? Carl, who are you? Can I get any type of response about who Carl is? Who is it that knows Carl? And who is Carl? This is the main focus of this video. I'm not able to lay back down and go back to sleep. And for whatever reason, that's heavy on my mind. So I'm looking for the confirmation on who Carl is. So that's what I'm really wanting out of this spirit box message, is for a reply about who Carl is. Who knows Carl? Who was Carl? Who are you, Carl? Carl, are you there? Can you give us some type of confirmation about who you are? Who you knew? Stuff of that nature. I'm going to turn this on now. I've been having a lot of trouble about some of this. I mean, I believe in everything enough that I continue to go forward. Not having anyone living to talk to about any of this stuff doesn't change me doing this. It just changes me having support. And in all this time that I kept waiting for somebody to actually talk to concerning this stuff, and no one's came through. I also still have yet to find anyone actually realizing that every word, every sound that comes off of this is important. Not just what they want to hear, not just what they want to gather out of it. Everything is important. I mean, I've been going at this for about a year now, doing this strictly, even with everything going on. This has been my biggest focus, and seriously, I can't get no one to actually say anything. Clearly, there's somebody out there watching my videos. I'm sure it can't just all be my family and Kelly's family stalking me. I'm sure there actually has to be somebody out there watching. I mean, I've had so-called other people say that they've watched, but they don't even bother to make a comment. I mean, none of them believe enough to do anything, but yet I believe enough to sacrifice so much of my life, of my time, putting words up to spirit box messages that I know is true. I know it's enough truth to keep going, and with everything that I've been looking at, life and death of even my own self, that I continue to go on. I mean, I knew my child's father was going to die. I tried to tell him numerous different times and ways. He didn't listen. There wasn't nothing I can do when other people don't listen. When I'm trying my best to get you all to hear the messages coming through here. They're not my messages. But I am a part of it. Yes, I am a part of this. I'm a bigger part of this than what so many want to realize. And even though I might struggle trying to figure out everything so alone, it does not change the fact that I know and keep going. It just changes the fact that I have support or not. And if you listen to the messages, then you're getting how they feel about everything. And it's like, I struggle to do what it is they want. They want me to be mad. They want me to be evil. They want me to blow up. And it's like, it's so much easier to cry. It's so much easier to realize the complete, total loneliness and abandonment that I feel from everyone. Nobody wanting to be forward with me as I am with them. I go through life doing everything I can to be completely honest as I can be. But I'm still waiting for others to keep that same honesty. And they really don't. I mean, I don't care to stick up for people when they don't stick up for me. And I continue. One of the biggest people I have stuck up for was God. Always has been. When my child's father tried to make me choose between him and God, saying God wasn't real, I know God was real. I always knew God was real. But I could not have been forced to choose between him and God. Why would I choose anything other than God? But it's so much more than what people gather. And even with everything that I know and have learned, and everything that has been attempted to be told to me, it keeps coming back to everything else. And what it is, it's going to be disastrous. There's a lot I haven't shared because there's no one who cares to know these things. During my journey, before Kelly died, without completely knowing it, I set all kinds of things into motion and into play. God took me places around this world that I did not completely understand. And sometimes I never knew why or what was going on until after the fact. Like when I went to Zion Mountain, I did not know Zion Mountain was going to amount to everything that it did. And it was more than what I knew at the time. But regardless, it doesn't change the fact that I continue to wait, and what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for anymore? I'm constantly told to wait. Someone's going to come through. Someone's going to be there. Okay, well, how much longer must I do this waiting for others? And it's like, you know what? If no one's came through yet, no one's going to come through. And I don't know what to do. And I'm sorry if I have made errors during my attempts of putting up the words to this. I'm only one person without anyone to even say, do you hear that word too? What do you hear it as? And then I engulf so much time in editing that this is all I do. I no longer have a so-called life. I don't have people around me, not living. I don't have no one who has my back. I mean, you have no idea how foolish and ridiculous I feel to have stuck up for Kelly's family for so long, trying to excuse and have him be a part of their life and them a part of his life and my child's life, regardless of the fact that I did not know them. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. And everything, every horrible thing Kelly ever said about his own family showed how ugly-faced they were and how right he was. And he did those things because of me. I mean, I remember the very first time I said, let's go see your one sister Candy. And we go there after my child was born, and we go there after I talked him into it. And I remember what she had to say to me when we were sitting there and I was trying to carry on a conversation. She was like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to have a conversation with my brother." Like, oh, okay. And that actually did hurt, but she showed her true colors throughout everything. Kelly told me why he cut her out of his life, and then he only let her back in his life because of me, just so she could turn around when he died and to do my child, his child, her niece, the way she did. And I'm supposed to believe and know that somehow there's justice for the horribleness that other people do to other people when I got nothing to show for it. How is there justice when she got to do what she did to an innocent child, to her dead brother, and to me, who never did nothing to her, for her to treat me the way she did? Where's the justice in this? Where's the justice in the fact that I continue to sit here and wait and look forward for help from people who apparently are never going to come through to help? I'm not going to get no one to help me with any of the spirit box stuff. I'm not going to get no one to help me on life. And I guess I get to look forward to somebody out there one day possibly killing me. And with that, the end of the world. What was the point of me doing everything good in my life to be in this position? Seriously. What was the point of always doing everything I did to be this alone now? All the people I did, all the things that I did in my life. And this is what I get? It's no wonder I want the end of the world, because I see how horrible crap is. Do people not see how much food you all waste on a daily basis? Or how much food is waste at the end of a harvest? And you're telling me none of this food could have got sent to the homeless, starving people here in America, or the starving people anywhere around the world, or the seeds couldn't have been taken out of all this wasted produce? So somebody that was poor somewhere else could have grown food and been able to produce food that they needed to live. You mean to tell me, seriously, we can't find a way to get these people who need water, who has water in the ground, but they have no way to get to it? That we have a world cannot do what we need to give those people water? Are you joking me? That there are seriously starving children out there. And we can't do nothing about it. We seriously could really solve world hunger, and no one's actually doing anything about it because it doesn't benefit their pocket. Me, being poor and homeless, traveling around every 48 state of this United States, and every time I found somebody else who was homeless, didn't matter if they were technically better or worse than me, I stopped to help them. Didn't matter if I was at the last of my money, I helped out somebody else. But why? Just so nobody could ever be there for me? It's ridiculous that so many people could be there for other people and nobody is and nobody does. People get so stuck on having wrong thoughts and wrong views about other people that they are incapable of moving past things even when they're wrong. Because nobody wants to admit they're wrong. I have. It's not always an easy thing, but if I'm wrong, I rather try to correct it. When I have wronged somebody, it's better to own up to it. I don't think I've wronged that many people. I'm not saying I haven't wronged nobody in my life. Everybody has. Even my own pastor has wronged me. When I called to him for help, I didn't get it. When I have went to other people, because I could use a hug, My own family has refused me hugs while I was grieving over a loss. I guess I was never worth that hug, was I? I was fortunate enough some of the times I was standing on the corner with the street sign trying to get help, that there were some people who, even though they didn't have much, did show me a little bit of care. And the things that meant the most to me were those individuals who went out of their way to give me a hug, because they realized that sometimes somebody just needs a hug. But you don't think that those children over there starving could need somebody to care about them? I'm not saying to give your money to these organizations who only give those people so little. But we could have done something. We could have sent them money. We could have sent them food. We could have sent them seeds. We could have sent them stuff that they could have put a well in the ground. But they weren't worth it, were they? Those little starving children, how were they not worth it? A woman who lost everything and needed some condoling found none. A woman who's called on to organizations, churches, and people for help didn't get it from people. That's great. I'm so sorry I stood up for so many people when nobody will stand up for me. I'm so sorry I continued to try to find another way when this apparently was the only way. Because what was the point? I kept thinking that part of everything was always meant to go one way. I kept thinking that the destruction was going to come and there would be something to go on. But from my understanding, there's about to be nothing left. Nobody came, nobody stepped forward, nobody did anything. And I have cried for God to come, and He tells me He's coming. I have said, nobody loves me. They're like, we love you. Spirits tell me they love me. Spirits try to show me they care. But I can't get living people. Cool. Because guess what? We all die. No matter what, death is inevitable for us all. No matter what, no human or animal, nothing on this earth lives forever other than our soul and our spirit. So all of us wonderful people, guess what? We all have a day we die, and everything will come to light when we die. You can't avoid death. I don't care who you are. Nobody can avoid death. Some of us look forward to death. Some people get driven to death. Some people get their life taken. Either way, death comes for us all. And at what scale? Me, I move to have us all go, all at once. Every one of us. Nobody left behind. The entire world done. That's what I call for. Everybody to be woken up at once. All of us. Nobody wants to wake up here and now. Nobody wants to do anything now. Nobody wants to correct anything now. Nobody wants to acknowledge that none of us are actually free. Nobody wants to acknowledge everything for what it is. And I've been trying, but I still say it's best. Yeah. So with this in mind, I'm going to push this one more time, and I'm done with this message. Let's go. So, there you go. Another message from me and from Spirit Box. I hope you all enjoy. Peace out.